Hey guys, welcome to the Average Investor Real Estate channel. Today we're going to take a look at this house that we're thinking about adding to our real estate portfolio. So first we're going to take a look around at the outside of the house and see what the city violations are and what the exterior work needs to be done. So let's take a walk. At the start you can see that the front deck has been rebuilt, but it needs all new paint. The ceiling of the deck I think is also a city violation, and it needs to be completely removed, patched, or replaced. This paint is all peeling and flaking, so that'll definitely need to be addressed too. We have an old storm door here. We might want to throw a new one of those on, and a solid hardwood front door that if you look real close you can see this blistering. That's the old varnish and finish on the door, so that'll be needed to be addressed too. But it's a pretty solid house. You can see that some of the ceiling has been removed when they rebuilt the deck. They took out some of these old corner moldings, and if you look at the houses next door, you can see kind of how this deck may have been built originally. So one thing I'm noticing though is they have brand new windows in this house, which is great because in a house like this that can be anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. So if that's already done, we're in good shape. All right guys, let's take a walk and we'll take a look at the side of the house first. If you look down here at the driveway, it's in really bad shape, so you probably have to pour a whole new driveway. It looks like it goes all the way up. We have a neighbor parking his car over here, which honestly I don't have a problem with that, because then anybody that's thinking about, you know, breaking in or vandalizing would think that maybe somebody lives here. So it's not always a bad thing, as long as it doesn't turn into a parking lot, and when my tenants are ready to move in, that car's out of their way. So let's go take a look. So we got all new windows, but again, we have more peeling paint. And down here we have the old coal chute. This house was built in the 1900s, and that's how they used to heat the houses. The neighbor's house is a little bit close, so if we do have a tenant move in here, they'll have to be careful about the noise. Looks like quite a bit of debris. We have a neighbor playing some music, so it's Memorial Day weekend. We'll have to do some cleanup over here because there's quite a bit of stuff here left in the yard from the previous owner. And then the other thing is the garage. I don't have a key to the garage, but it's in decent shape, but it's going to need a little bit of cleanup work. Let's take a look over here and take a look at the backyard. It's a decent sized backyard. It's big enough for a tenant. It's, you know, not huge, but it's decent size. We have all brick foundation. Definitely going to need some paint. We have a broken gutter up here, which is probably going to cause some moisture down the basement when we go inside. We'll have to take a look at that, but we'll know where it's coming from. And the last side of the house kind of just shows more of the same. Replaced windows and just some of that chip paint like we saw on the other sides. No surprise. Alright guys, we're entering the back of the property right now. It's a little dark in here, but you can see, open that up. This back foyer has a lot of broken, missing plaster that's going to all have to be replaced. You can see the old lath back here, and then the old cement plaster here. Somebody just taped over by the door jamb there, but so this will all have to be addressed. It might even just strip all this old plaster down and come back with new drywall. But we'll get a quote from our guys, our contractor, for that and see exactly what that's going to cost. Let's take a walk upstairs. Okay guys, we're standing in the kitchen right now, and it's a little dark in here because there's no electricity in the property right now. But as we look around, somebody had started doing a lot of construction work in here. They got a bunch of drywall here, they got cabinet doors off, an old kitchen sink. But if we look past that, at the shell of the house is what we want to focus on. And if we look up here at the ceiling, this is all plaster just like that back hallway. And you can see the cracks in the ceiling and in the walls, but it hasn't. So those are all going to have to be cleaned out and touched up. We'll have to point that out to our contractor and see what our cost of repair is going to be for that. Over here, this is the actual kitchen part of the original house. You can see the cabinets and where the sink was along that back wall underneath the window. So kind of nice with the glass cabinets. It's just a really small, tight space. So let's turn back around this way. This is where we came in. You can see somebody did some patch up there on the ceiling. Then in here, it's a nice sized broom closet. So that's good storage. Stove here. We'll have to look, and maybe we end up even reconfiguring this space to where the refrigerator goes and where the stove goes. So let's keep moving. The next room we get into is the dining room. And in these older homes, the dining rooms can really be something. I mean, this is kind of nice. It's got all the original oak wood crown molding and the buffet and the bench. And these are all the new windows that we saw from outside. So those are all kind of nice. We won't have to put any money into that. If we look down, we have original oak hardwood floors. And we'll have to get some pricing on that, whether or not we're going to refinish them, or if when we get them all cleaned up, if they're good enough, we can seal them and save a few dollars there. But that'll be something we have to figure out when we run our numbers on the property. So if we keep walking, we gotta watch out for these boards. We got some more drywall here. Somebody's going to do a lot of drywall work in here. This is the living room. A nice fireplace, and all this along the ceiling, all the crown molding is taken down, but it's right here on the floor. So we could just put that right back up. But we have all this nice original woodwork, and it's all exposed. It hasn't been painted or anything. That's really nice to see, because then we can do whatever we want with it. It's a decent sized room. There's our original oak hardwood door. And we got 2 large picture windows in here. Let's go ahead and open up some of these blinds. We'll edit that out. Let's see if this, maybe we'll have better luck with this one. So somebody left a bunch of furniture in here. We're going to have to clear all this out, because when we go in to do a property, we want it completely empty, so us or our contractors, we're not tripping on it, we're having to work around it. We have plenty of room to get in, do our work, and move on. But here's another, this is just another closet. Just a little bit more storage. Let's take a walk over here. We'll go upstairs. Watch our step. There's an old dining room table, more furniture and stuff we have to clear out. When we go into the hallway, we have some linen closets. And this is where somebody started to do some renovations. Because you can see a lot of material and stuff in here. Those are just nail holes in the wall that we'll have to fix. We open this up. We got our new windows, but this is important because they didn't do the trim on the window jambs. So that's something we'll have to get set up for our contractor. And when we think about buying this property, how much is it going to cost to even just fill this in and make this like a finished product? Because that's obviously not going to work. So this is bedroom number 1 downstairs. It's a decent sized room, but it's a little small. Let's go over here and we'll take a look at the bathroom. All right, guys, we're in a small bathroom that's already been gutted. Looks like they did some plumbing replacement here behind the toilet and put in a PVC stack. I don't know if they had a leak or what was done, but we'll have that checked out by a plumber. And it looks like a PVC drain was put in for the sink too. So we'll have our sink and our vanity here, our toilet here, and then it does have a full shower bathroom right here. So this is a full bath. And I believe this is the only bathroom in the house. So we'll have to put a little extra money here to make it a little extra nice. Let's take a look at the second bedroom here. Oh, there's my toilet from the bathroom. And if you look up here at the ceiling, you can see some more of that cracked plaster. So when our contractor goes through, he'll have to, it looks like that's actually failing from the lath. He'll have to give us a quote to get it reattached or remove it. That's up to, I rely on him to make that decision. But you can see here it's the same thing. And this bedroom's about the same size as the first bedroom across the hall. They're not very big. Same situation with the window replacement. The stairs we just came up, the whole staircase here is plaster, but it's not failing, but we do have some cracks here that'll need to be filled in. So that's just some light work, maybe some sanding and prep work, and this can all be painted, and not too bad. This isn't an actual bedroom. We don't have a closet, and we don't have a door. You'd have to go through this space to get to two other bedrooms. So this is kind of a common area. So when we list this house either for rent or for sale, depending what we end up doing with it, we cannot count this as a formal bedroom. But it is a nice space. Somebody started doing some work on it. There's a lot of drywall that's been done, even though it's been done poorly. We're probably going to take it down and redo it right. And then we'll have to figure out some sort of flooring for the entire second floor. Okay, so let's go into this. Will be bedroom number 3. It's a little bit better sized bedroom. A few minor cracks in the ceiling, not a big deal. And then that doorway goes into some attic access too. So this house, so far we're on 3 bedrooms and a common space. Let's go check out the 4th bedroom. Okay, so the 4th bedroom seems like it's almost identical to the last bedroom we saw. New windows. Somebody started to do some patchwork here on the walls. You can see they were going to do it right though. They gouged out the crack real well, so it looks extreme right now, but that's the way you want to do it. You got to gouge it out so that you can actually get new plaster in there and it'll actually patch correctly. But it's another decent sized bedroom. Hardwood floors, a good sized walk-in closet. There is no bathroom on the second floor here, so it's the 1 bathroom home. That's the only negative I see. As we're walking around, I'm not going to be able to get this on camera, but as we're walking, I'm feeling with my feet and stuff, and I don't feel any rolling floors or things like that, which makes me think that we don't have any broken floor joists or problems like that or structural issues. Okay guys, so we're down the basement of the house, and the first thing I'm doing is smelling. Does it smell musty? Does it have like any foul odor, sewer gas, anything like that? It's got a little bit of a damp smell to it, but it's a vacant home. It's a little bit in the evening, and we're still in springtime, so it's nothing I'm concerned about. But let's take a walk around, and first we'll check out some of the basement walls and see if there's any water. We got some brick foundation. I don't see any cracks or major cracks or failures in the wall. I don't see, there's a little bit of moisture at the very base of the wall. So that could just be some watershed issues outside that can be addressed. We don't necessarily have to waterproof this home. Take a good look at the furnace there. And we'll get the age and everything of that, but it looks relatively new. It's not an old tank like I've seen in some houses, so it doesn't need to be replaced right away. And then if we come this way, back where we started, we can take a look. Here's our hot water tank right here, which doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. And if we zoom in, here's our model number. It's natural gas, 40-gallon tank, and we can look up the date of the manufacturer and see how old the tank is. And we have ball valves. Nothing's really rotting too bad on it, so it looks like our tank's in overall decent condition. So that's kind of the basement. That's just a quick overview of it. Nothing is really jumping out as far as the walls. We have glass block windows, which is great. We don't have to replace those, except for one back here that they didn't do. So we'll probably end up replacing that. And then if we look to the left of it over here, there's our electrical panel. I'm not a big fan of the way that looks, and I'll probably have an electrician come out and see about certifying that or replacing it altogether. I definitely want to make sure that our electrical service is on point. Okay, so that's kind of our first look at this property. Let's go back to the office and we'll run some numbers and see if it's worth investing in. Thanks for touring this property with us. Check out our next video to see if this property is worth investing in.